Cap 2875.
Cap 2875, pause on the bridge.
They are all volunteers with a passion for flying and a desire to serve their state, the Civil Air Patrol.
The Civil Air Patrol is a civilian organization that's chartered by the government, and we are a part of the United States Air Force.
There are about 700 members of the Civil Air Patrol in New Hampshire. 30 of them are mission pilots.
Every single one of us has a love for flying. They come from all walks of life.
Bill Moran is the Assistant Director of Operations and a retired Air Force pilot who flew B-111s and the B-1 bomber.
We really have a purpose, and the Air Force Rescue Coordination Center has given CAP over 100 saves, credited with 100 saves this year. Normally we're up about 130 and 140 saves of individuals across the United States.
The Civil Air Patrol was created in 1941 so civilian pilots could protect merchant vessels threatened by German submarines during World War II. Some of the aircraft were armed with bombs, and pilots were directed to aim them at German U-boats if spotted. By the end of the war, CAP pilots had flown over 500,000 mission hours. Though part of the Air Force Auxiliary, they do not take part in combat missions. Their primary role is emergency services, search and rescue, and aerial photography, assisting FEMA with disaster relief.
And all these photographs are geotagged, so it's got the latitude, longitude, and the north-up arrow on each photograph. So emergency management personnel know exactly where that photograph was taken.
One of the cool things about the Civil Air Patrol is that we have aircraft and squadrons all over the state. We have them in Lebanon, in Keene, Concord, Manchester, Portsmouth, Laconia, and we've got great coverage across the state at any time, so our response time can be very quick if we need to.
We're going to be heading northbound towards the White Mountain area for a aerial search.
In a state that has 48 4,000-foot mountain peaks, hiking is a popular hobby. Fish and Game will sometimes call on the Civil Air Patrol to help search for lost or injured hikers.
We do a lot of search and rescues. We work with local and state organizations like New Hampshire Fish and Game will call us if they need air support. They're in charge of the operation. We're just a support mechanism to them.
There's a service out there. It's provided at no cost to the state.
CAP conducts training exercises every month. We caught up with them at their headquarters in Concord during a mock exercise that included a lost hiker in the White Mountains and a downed plane near Keene.
We're monitoring a training exercise. What you see is a lot of squiggles on the line right there. That's the pilot and the air crew flying different search patterns that we have to try to locate the simulated emergency situation right there.
The ground crew keeps tabs on Civil Air Patrol planes as well as commercial flights flying in and out of Manchester and Boston.
If this were a real emergency, we would be able to talk to air traffic control, and air traffic control can assist us in keeping commercial aircraft outside of our emergency area while we perform those services.
Lieutenant Colonel Pilot Brian Reese is an instructor with the Civil Air Patrol. Having flown countless flights looking for lost hikers, he explains there has to be 3 people in the aircraft for such a mission.
Myself as a mission pilot, they would normally have a mission observer who would sit in the right seat and a mission scanner who would ride in the back. So we'd have 3 crew members to go on each airplane that's out flying.
Lieutenant Colonel Reese can fly as low as 1,000 feet during these rescue missions, but the foliage is thick and the rugged mountainous terrain and narrow valleys in the White Mountain region can make spotting a lone hiker a difficult task.
From the air, even at 1,000 feet, which is our normal search altitude, you're trying to see the top of somebody's head maybe, or maybe their shoulders, or maybe if they're laying down, the full body, but there's not much to see physically as far as the actual size goes.
Lieutenant Colonel Reese says bright clothing, a mirror, and GPS can help them spot a lost hiker much faster.
And typically, if you're looking for somebody, you're looking almost not quite straight down, but you're looking at a very narrow angle down. And if you look, even if you see like a white spot in the woods or you see a parking lot, it is It's pretty tough to see people.
The Civil Air Patrol is preparing tomorrow's aerospace leaders and pilots today. Its year-long cadet program attracts kids from ages 12 to 18 and teaches them how to fly a plane.
I joined Civil Air Patrol when I was 12 years old.
Kira Wood is now 18 years old, and joining the cadet program has changed her life. She wants to be an aerospace engineer and an astronaut.
Since I could draw an astronaut, I've always wanted to just go to space. And I really joined Civil Air Patrol for the aerospace aspect of the program.
We have a drone program now for the first time, so young people can learn about operating and flying a drone and using it for search and rescue as well.
Members of the Civil Air Patrol do not get paid. They do it to serve their state and their community. That's why they're known as America's hometown Air Force.